All right, this is another episode of Hey Mike, what's that pin? Looking at Brunswick pins.
Yep. Good old Score Kings and Score King 50s.
Some interesting ones. I like that one there is a Score King, and the B must have been somebody's first day on the job putting decals on.
Yeah.
They kind of got a little bit low there.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about
these? Well, okay.
Those are always my favorites. The Brunswick Crowns like these.
Yeah, they're all, because at one point Brunswick kind of spray painted the crowns on. That's why you can see like the overspray on them, and they're not always straight and perfect.
I know if you look up YouTube, there's a video of them making pins.
Yes.
Back in the day, and it was actually like a 6-step process.
They
shot each one little one and then rolled the pin, and each little point got put on one at a time. It was pretty interesting.
And that's why you saw some of the pins with a flat valley between the points of the crown. It would be like
yeah,
this.
I remember the older Kings had that.
Yeah, see, this one kind of has a little bit of that, but I've seen some that are even more pronounced than that.
The older Kings that had like the serial number stamped in the neck of them.
No, I think maybe that one back there does, but we'll have to look another time. Right. But anyway, Score Kings. We start over here with the Brunswick Dura King, and the Dura King.
That one out, I guess. Oh, that's even cooler. It doesn't even have a base on that one.
Yeah. I think they realized, oops, this is a blim.
Yeah.
The Dura King, the B Dura King, as we called it, kind of morphed from the Dura King with the more ornate label. The Dura King, actually, I always thought the Dura King was the higher, like you had the Red Crown and the Mixer, which we'll get to. And then the Red Crown was a little bit higher end than the Mixer. And I always thought the Dura King was the higher end, but it turns out the Score King and Score King 50 were the higher end pin than the Dura King because they were nylon reinforced. The Dura King is just plastic coated and is not nylon reinforced.
That's a good looking new pin though.
This came from the LA area, and I believe the person that I got it from on eBay said that it came from Wonder Bowl in Downey. Not Downey, I'm sorry. There was a Wonder Bowl in Downey, but there's a Wonder Bowl in Anaheim that's now a parking lot for Disney.
I know. That.
But anyway, it was a big center. It was like 56 lanes.
Wow.
But it was two-sided. And if you go on YouTube, there's a video of one of the the Women's Pro Bowlers Tour bowling there. So anyway, but that's that one.
That's cool.
Then we go into the Score King, which, you have just the Score King.
So that one got the eagle on it and everything. So Now look at the base on this one.
Yeah. I don't know what happened here.
Screwed up maybe, and they never cut the base because somebody screwed up the.
Yeah, and I got this from a guy in Muskegon, so
really?
It was where the factory was. And then you had the Score King. This is more the production version, but you can still see this label's crooked, which I like. I think it's kind of cool. But you can see the crown.
On the paint.
Yeah, and then there's the eagle.
Now, question: what is the difference in a Score King and a Score King 50?
I don't know.
Like a warranty, or who knows?
I don't know. They're both Permit 5. They're both nylon reinforced. You've got, so let me put that guy back. You've got the Score Kings,
which has got more of a maroon crown.
Yeah, that's why I have two different ones. Nylon reinforced, control weight. It's all the same. It's just got the 50, and I don't know what the significance of that is.
Maybe the Score King 50 was more prominent, of course.
Yeah, that was the pin Brunswick made, and it was in the 60s up to the mid 70s.
Then the Mixer replaced that?
Actually, the Red Crown replaced the Score King, and the Mixer replaced the Striker. You have the Brunswick. That's another Score King 50. It's just got a lighter crown. It's red as opposed to maroon. This one, if you look at this one, get a close-up, it says made in Canada.
Where is that?
Up in the top part, it'll be above the crown.
I don't know if we're going to be able to read. Oh, yeah. There we go. Made in Canada.
Yeah. So this one, Brunswick had pins made in Canada.
For the Canadian market, or they just made them up there?
I don't know. But this one,
and the crown doesn't look as
It's not as big.
Yeah, like the bottom part got cut off.
It's smaller. Brunswick had pins made in Canada. So did AMF for a while.
Really?
The meatballs. Yeah, because Hans Sommer has a meatball from AMF that was made in Canada. If you look up Hans Sommer, his I don't know his website, but Bowling Addict, or you look up Hans Sommer pin collection, on Google, you'll find his stuff. He's got quite the website that chronicles all his pins. So then we got back here. Excuse Mr. Pillsbury Doughboy. Yes, we got the striker, which was the lower end pin. You had, I guess, the Dura King kind of became the striker. This was like the mixer was to the Red Crown.
Because they both had the X on them, the mixer and the striker.
And this damn thing's cracked, which is something they do, which kind of, but oh well, it's what it is, what it is. So that's
how long was the striker made? Do you know?
It was probably mid 60s to the mid 70s.
Really, that long?
Then the Red Crown, as we call it, the Red Crown came along, and this is a decal label.
What kind of eagle do you have on the back?
We have that.
Oh, black eagle.
Yes.
So that's one of the original.
Yeah, and then you have, of course, this one's split too.
Damn.
But anyway, you have that. And when I started bowling at Expressway Lanes in 1975, that's what they had.
Red Crown with the black eagle, or just Red Crowns?
They had both.
Wow.
I remember they were mixed in. Then you had the mixer crown. And
tricolor, I guess.
Nope, this one is a black eagle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's an old mixer.
This is one of the originals.
Wow.
And then
was sprayed painted crown?
Yep.
Yeah, it is spray painted.
And then in 1976, Brunswick made these guys.
Wow, and that one's not even cracked, is it?
Knock on wood.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I was like, every day I check it every now and then. It's kind of turned yellow there, but I don't care as long as
it's not seeping sap everywhere.
Yeah, and then the Red Crown.
What was the significance on the bicentennial pin? It wasn't just something bowl on. It was just a
novelty
thing.
They used these on the TV show for Bowling for Dollars.
Really?
I remember the 1976 season they used these.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember they had these, and I remember
the Forum Bowl.
Forum Bowl, yeah.
Lane 55 with Vern Lundquist.
That was it.
Wow.
So
Forum Bowl is still there.
Yeah, it's still going. Then you've got the Red Crown different. This is the silk screened logo and crown. This is when they stopped spray painting the crowns. They had a machine that rolled around. But as you can see, it was never perfect. You always had that mold where it came together.
The back, tricolor.
Tricolor, yeah. And then we go from that to the Brunswick Red Crown with the B.
That was pretty famous in the 80s.
Yeah, and then it has, this one has the tricolor bird. I have one with a blue eagle, but
the splotch there where the crown meets up.
Yeah, that's typical on all of them.
Yeah.
Then you have the mixer crown. It morphed in. You have this one has a blim, obviously.
You like the blims?
I do. Yeah.
Somebody got the black on it all.
Yeah, and the crown. You can see where again it comes together. But yes, that's tricolor eagle. They also made a blue eagle version, but I don't have them all out here because, well,
shelf space.
And I mean, this is what you show. I mean,
right.
So yeah, there's the mixer. As we all knew it as kids, that's what you bashed around. So when Brunswick started flirting with the flyer, which we'll get to, they had test pins. They made the mixer. If you can see, it's a nylon molded pin.
Is that a glow or is it
it's just stamped. This is just orange.
Wow, just garbage.
Yeah, and the flyers, their ink would come off.
Yeah, I've noticed some of them they bleed or something.
And this was no different. And
these weren't made very long.
These weren't made very long because you see, well, it says approved, but this was this wasn't a test pin because they'd given it permit 326, which was the flyer pin's approval, but they also did the flyer in this Red Crown label, but it says permit 326 instead of permit 5.
So went from a nice Red Crown to this
kind of this pinkish
stamped, and then you see the red from the crown kind of all over it.
Yeah, and some of these Red Crowns like this, you would have crowns that were real dark red. It was kind of a hit and miss thing.
Right.
And then so we go from those, we go to the flyer crown, and yes, you can see where I'm talking about the ink kind of.
If I remember right, those are in the box. The blue ink would just come off. Yeah,
right there.
On other pins.
Yeah, it did.
I guess it was something acetone or something.
See,
you could
there's
remove all that completely.
Yeah, there's the red there.
Yeah, it just.
And so we go from the flyer, we go to the Max, and this was
that's a good looking
the first generation Max. They made it in a stripe and a crown.
They fixed the crown up a lot better.
It's still, you can still see.
Yeah,
but at this point, Vulcan was making these pins. Brunswick switched over to Vulcan making their pins. So you had that version.
Is there a difference in the one with the red max and the blue max?
This was a later version. They went, I guess for price saving, you know, you do one color label is easier
to
production.
stamp it at once instead of two.
And this has,
And then I can just tell how
yeah,
the quality of the stamp on the front of the pin.
yeah, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But then this pin and this pin I bought together as a set, and I could tell this one that's different because it's not a glow pin; it's just orange, and it's got the
orange?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not red or red orange, whatever you want to call it, but it's definitely, if you compare it, see, it's definitely not a glow.
Yeah.
But I knew this was because it has this big goofy max.
Was it a specialty made pin or is
I
that
don't
the
know
production
what,
pin?
I don't know what this was, but see, if you look, these guys have Surlyn Coated Control Weight Permit 334 here under the B. Here they started going on the side. Right. But this was another version after that. So yeah, and I said that's different. Oh. So and they were a set. So
well, very cool. Kind of well, then we'll look at the rest of the maxes in another video and kind of compare the difference. And, as I see, you got more up on the top shelf.
Yeah, there's
a lot more Brunswicks.
Yeah, we got the stripe version of the mixer, the flyer, the Killer Bee, the Max.
Yeah.
And then we got Max Crowns over here. The Killer Bee, another Brunswick specialty pin for a chain of centers up in Minnesota. Jeremy Blaschko, I think, filled me in on that. So, cool. Who that guy was. So,
all right. Well, thanks for watching. Here's the latest. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Thank you.